Vols are back.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre, and Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Thursday, April 13th. It is orange and white game week. I don't know if we're excited about that. How excited are you, Landon? Scale.
I'm really excited. I'm excited to be back in Neyland. Whatever it's for, I'm there. So I'm cool.
Did you get your free tickets from the volunteer club?
I have
You paid for
not.
them before then. Are you doing it?
I don't know. I haven't even bought tickets, so I guess I need to do that. I don't know.
They might be sold out, dude. You never know. Hey, did you see those season ticket numbers?
They might be.
I'm so glad I bought season tickets before Tennessee was good. That's why you got to hang on, guys. I got so many people getting waitlisted and crap. You got to hang on for the terrible times. It's just part of it. Just join in the madness, and maybe someday it'll pay off. I was talking about this weekend, talking about people who sell their Masters tickets. Imagine being the idiot that sold their Bama ticket.
Yeah. I had somebody ask me on Facebook if I was getting rid of my Vanderbilt tickets for baseball. I just want to give you a preference, or a kind of baseline of where this is at. So 2 tickets right now for Saturday's game against Vanderbilt in 2 weeks is the cheapest ticket you can get on Ticketmaster for 2 is $340. Somebody asked me if I was giving them away.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, here's what's funny. You could have gotten in for Friday night if you had paid attention and maybe you were good at picking basketball. You could have won the bracket challenge for Friday night. So sorry. I hope this person isn't a nice, kind person. Sorry, loser.
Yeah, it's let's have a little bit of awareness.
Awareness, yeah, for sure. Which I listen. I would not have gone to the Alabama game this year if I didn't have season tickets. If you paid for that, honestly, kudos. You are a special kind of Tennessee fan.
Yeah. Now, looking back, it was worth what you paid for it.
Yes, that's true. It is a hindsight thing for sure.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I told a lot of people that were asking about tickets. I was like, nah, don't even. That's stupid. Don't do it. Yeah. So I'm sorry for giving you, I guess, kind of bad advice, but you had $1,000 extra than you would have had. So, it is it's how it goes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have taken $1,000 extra to be at that game. Never mind. To not be at that game. Never mind. Yeah, I'm sorry for the bad advice. I've said it so many times. Some people have been like, I could have sold him for this. I'd be like, I would never be able to live with myself as a Tennessee fan ever.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. But yes, happy birthday, Caleb.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, dog. You are old. 42. Is that right?
40. Yeah, 40.
Jackie Robinson here. Congrats.
Yep. Thank you.
Love you. Here's a video. What's one of my favorite videos of Caleb? It's before the Alabama game. It's 4 a.m.
I think I picked you up about 4:15. Yeah.
Yeah. Here it is. Check this out.
Hey, you tell me orange out Danny White, I'm gonna be oranged out.
Ignore my laugh, but that's a great video.
No, your laugh gets me. I mean, that is you can tell how, if you've heard Landon's laugh on this show, obviously, you can tell how early it is, how just deep. Most of his laughs are high pitched. So how deep it is and how just unenthusiastic it is. Yeah. Landon's laughs are always very enthusiastic. So it does have it has that special Landon character, like Dylan said, goofy ass laugh. It's still goofy as hell, but yeah, it's definitely different. You can tell how early it is right there.
Yeah, it was very early. But it wouldn't be your birthday if I didn't sing to you. So Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I'm doing the Josh Heupel dance when they wished him happy birthday during COVID.
Listen, happy birthday. The regular one, lame. That one is a banger.
Yeah, dude.
There's no denying that.
Every time, yeah.
So
I don't even think I know the words of Happy Birthday, the regular song anymore.
You're right.
Who needs it?
Absolutely. Also, so going back to the Alabama game, since you showed that video too, I mean, I'm just so glad we got an orange out that day too. I got to wear that orange jumpsuit, and not that I'm like super self-conscious, but a little bit. Wearing that elsewhere I would have been able to get over how goofy. I mean, I've worn a lot of goofy outfits, kind of for the joke. I mean, that one, not only is it just it's a phenomenal outfit, but it also has to be worn in the right area.
Yeah.
It has to be worn a tad bit ironically.
You're wearing it on the grill. I know my man was sweating.
Oh, dude, it was hot that day, but something that sexy, you can't pull it off.
Literally,
yeah. Like
it's worth
take it off. So
no, yeah, it was literally like stuck to your body when you tried to take it off.
I wasn't wearing anything underneath, actually, is the
nice.
Key to that.
Yeah.
This has been a fun tangent, man. These are the classic More Important Issues episodes you gotta stay in for. It's gonna be good when it starts off on a tangent. We've got a lot to cover today. Orange and white game, more commits. We've got a special guest on, Eric Woods, writer for the Daily Beacon, on the beat. To be honest, just saying I'm on the beat, that's a cool thing to say, by the way.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll never get to say it, but yeah, it is.
No, and I don't necessarily want to listen. Darren Ravel would hate me how loud I would scream in that press box on October 15th, 2022. So,
well, I've actually done it during a baseball game. It is very uncomfortable of how quiet it is in there.
Yeah, screw journalism ethics.
Especially
what are those about?
After you're like I stood up after a home run. Yeah, didn't go back in there. That was my last. I tried to be a Capital J journalist for one day, and it was miserable.
Right fielder from Missouri. I think he's playing center field this year. Carlos Pena. He would have heard me from Lindsey Nelson's, if you want to call it a press box. I don't know if that could be called that. We got to upgrade that ASAP. He would have heard me from there. I can't help myself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
can't do it.
Well, props to him. I mean, usually this is a known fact. You put your worst player in right field. If he's getting the promotion to center field, good on him.
To be fair, I think Tennessee gave everyone in the state of Missouri false hope for that Missouri team. To be fair,
they did. So you're welcome for that.
We gave you a good run, good start.
Yeah.
What else can you ask? We are going to talk baseball. Some interesting news popped up. We'll get into that, and then a big series in Arkansas. Can't wait. I can't. This is one of those that you kind of relish in that it's a good matchup, and then you also have not like it's really like people. I would think the Florida rivalry had more hate involved than this one. So it's not that level, but it's got enough drama around it that makes it more interesting.
Yeah, and it's definitely like probably overblown because of what happened last time.
For sure.
I mean, but then again, like, dude, I don't remember. Like, me and you probably had an argument 2 years ago. I have no recollection of that.
Yeah, we probably have. I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Dave Van Horn was on Fox and kind of talking about it. He said him and Tony went out to eat and had some drinks and some wine and, laughed it off that their relationship is fine. So,
boo, get the drama rolling,
dude,
man.
It's so fake. They did not drink wine. There's no way.
Dude, Tony's Italian. Yeah, he's a wine guy. Come on.
Dave Van Horn is not.
Yeah, you can't drink wine with a last name like Van Horn.
Yeah.
Get out of here. What are you doing? Great last name now that I kind of separate the man from the artist. That's a good name.
Or the van from the artist.
Bingo.
Okay.
I think speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2, it just reminds me of Van Horn trading. So it's Van Horn, right?
I don't know.
I think it is Van Horn. Dylan, you're Red Dead.
Got rid of it. So.
Yeah, that's a great game. I need to play it again. I lost all of it. I was roughly I was barely halfway through. I know I was in like chapter 3 and I was over halfway through the game And I mean, I dedicated a lot of man hours to that. All lost.
I love how we're both Dylan in here.
Oh, Dylan, what the heck, dude? What'd you do to us?
Yes. Man, trying to put his name on everything.
All right. We got to get into the show. I'm sorry. We've tangented too long. We'll tangent later too. Don't worry. Don't think this is our last tangent. Have you met us?
Right.
Before we do jump into Orange and White preview, I do want to tell you guys about our good friends at Underdog Collectibles. Underdog is Knoxville's best sports collectibles store with a wide selection of UT cards, autographs, and memorabilia. Whether you're looking for a Peyton Manning autographed helmet or the most recent Topps baseball card release, you'll find it at Underdog. The shop is owned by UT graduates and proudly supports UT sports by hosting NIL events throughout the year. Stop by the University Commons Shopping Center next to Publix and Domino's to check them out. They're open 6 days a week with live YouTube shows 3 nights per week. Remember to always bet on the Underdog. Words to live by. I still got to get my Topps baseball card. We're going to do a card break eventually on this show. I couldn't get to the store in time, and I'm not buying from anywhere else. I'm only buying from Underdog. I don't trust anyone else in the business. It's Underdog or bust for me.
Yeah, I got to. I love it.
One more tangent before we get in the show. I meant to tell you this. So today I go into Weigel's on John Sevier. I got to pick me up some Zennies for the road, make sure I was covered. And guy in there, they just ask you your birth date from when you buy those. They don't check your ID. I was like 4/13/95. It goes through. I don't know if you do this at gas stations. Like it's always like it'll like ding to tell you the card's approved, and then it takes a few minutes to say approved. And they're kind of weird about it. So anyways, take my card out, start walking towards the door, and the guy just like yells at me. He's like, hey. And I was like, oh God, my card like didn't go through. Or like, I don't know what I've done. Turn around. He's like, happy birthday, man. I was like, thanks. I was like, I guess they just registered that today was 4/13 for him. I don't know. But I was like, that is a hell of a way to tell someone happy birthday. I was like, golly, like what happened? Like, did I get hacked again? I don't know if y'all know. I've gotten a lot of money taken out of my bank account recently, so I was a little nervous.
It's probably me signing you up for all those like free cars, like in the mall.
Did you sign? Like were you the one who signed me up for the Cotton Eye Joe emails?
Probably.
Dude, I have hit unsubscribe so many times. I'm gonna sue the Joes.
Real friends sign other friends up for free stuff.
I've never done that to you, by the way. But now I know. Now I know.
So, I just want you to have free stuff, Caleb. Eventually, you're going to win.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Orange and White game real quick. I mean, there's not a lot other than like you get to be back in Neyland. It's supposedly going to be decent weather. I hope. It's weird because the entire baseball season so far, we've had the worst weather whatsoever. The only time it was good is we were away at LSU. So hopefully that's better this weekend. And, again, just kind of like, I don't know if it's much to really, you're not going to take anything out of the Orange and White game other than like who's out there, maybe who's not out there. But even like some of the starters, they might play one series and be done. Like it's just not, it's not what it used to be. And it used to be like they'd have, Butch Jones try to make it into a huge thing. So maybe it is a blessing that it's not anymore. But they used to have like, you could go down and get all the players' autographs with the NIL and all that stuff. That's no more.
I do think, by the way, speaking of that, if you're going to charge fans $10, you got to do something like that, right?
Is it 10 or 5?
5. So, is it? I don't know. Whatever. $5.
Okay, I thought it was
sorry.
10. No, I'm out. I'm not going.
Get this man $5. Good Lord.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you're gonna do that, you have to have right.
You would think they'd have some sort of benefit to it, but it doesn't look like they're not doing autographs on the field, so I don't know what.
Well, maybe it's a next year thing. Maybe it's got some time to work. You mentioned, I'm sure there's some hurdles with NILs because those guys can go and make money elsewhere. But at the same time, if you're an NFL player, you have certain things you have to do as a part of a team. So I don't know exactly what the hurdles are.
Yeah. But I don't want to see the offense turn the football over. I want it's kind of
I kind of do though. Like I kind of want the defense to go take it.
It's kind of like one or the other. You want to see the edge rushers have a big day, but you also don't want to see the tackles have a terrible day. So
I want to see both teams have fun.
Yeah.
That's all.
So yeah, like take care of the football, defense, make some plays, and I think it's a time to see kind of these newcomers is pretty much all really you're going to see. I want to see what Keenan Peely looks like as a person.
Mhm.
I mean, you're not probably going to see him a lot, but like apparently he is this big dude, tribal tat. I meant to ask when we have Eric on if what he thought about Keenan Peely. I mean, tribal tattoos are the scariest thing ever that you can have. That
Worse than like the guys that have
that and like a face tattoo is one thing, but like
see, the guys that have is it assassins that have the tally marks on their thumbs? Like they don't have to put it on their face. They're scary regardless. Those
is
are
that like
the worst to
Killmonger
me.
that like this is for every one of my kills.
It's terrifying. Whatever it is, I don't know. It might just be from movies for all I know.
Probably is.
Yeah. But no, I mean, yeah, the orange and white game, unfortunately, it just is what it is. It is a glorified practice.
They do like
and
actually play though. It's not like it's not like this show thing that Butch Jones
Right.
like this staff wants them to just
it's a scrimmage.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, that's like the orange and white game, I think the reason it's lost its luster with fans more so than it has changed over the years, and you have seen less of some players, but I mean that's just kind of the nature of football's. Like it has gotten physically tougher because people have gotten stronger, faster, whatever you don't want to say. So that's kind of the nature of it. But also, the orange and white game is for kids. Like it's for kids that don't get to always go in the stadium. They finally get to go and see their team play, and like that's unfortunately for adult fans. It is what it is. Like that's it. I think if you're wanting to get something out of it, like see something that add expectations, it's the young guys, like the Dylan Sampson, the Deshaun Bishop. Their outlook for that day, it's going to be something you can kind of maybe not. It's not going to have much meaning for the 2023 season, but it could obviously. Dylan Sampson will be impactful for sure, and then you're going to see future what that future can kind of look like. And so I mean, I think it's one of those for me.
Yeah,
that's how.
Maybe it helps in some way, like maybe some guy can win a spot out of Saturday.
Yeah.
We're talking about the right guard position in the interview, and that's got the right guard position.
Yeah.
That's got to be a place where I'm looking like who's the first one there, who comes in after him. How do they look? Who are they going up against? Things like that. And maybe as a common fan, you're not really looking at that. You just want to see decent football, and that's fine too. Let's throw some bombs. Let's have some fun out of it.
I think that's one thing that it's going to help with Josh Heupel is you are going to have a level of fun offense. Like you can guarantee there are going to be some big hit plays for a lot of reasons. The offense is going to be good again this year. A lot of guys in that second team are athletic, fast guys that can bust wide open. So I think you do have that, but also it's just the nature of this offense. So I think you talk about like with Bush Jones, how much these just kind of sucked. With Jeremy Pruitt, these just kind of sucked. You don't really with Josh Heupel. There's always going to be a level of enthusiasm because of big offensive plays.
What was like the ring thing that Butch Jones did?
They did it for every game. The circle of life.
Yes,
that one? Yeah, that was
I will be honest, like I liked it during that point.
Enjoyed it.
Like it was cool.
It's hard to hate on so much because the players did enjoy it. It's kind of like the Kansas State thing. That is the cheesiest thing of all time, but I kind of like it because the players really liked it.
Wait, what?
The Kansas State basketball,
the clap,
where they get hyped by just clapping to.
Oh, dude, that's electric.
Electric?
Yeah.
Landon, you cannot tell me that's not the cheesy. I like it. I like it because I love when teams buy into stuff and they just make it their own, but it's cheesy. Like it's cheesy.
Bro, that low down, that's a bop.
It has nothing to do with the song. It's that they're all in a circle just clapping together. That's some summer camp.
It's very simple, but
sleepaway
it's very
summer
electric.
Camp stuff. I like it because, like I said, I
You're
love
like you don't like it.
People buy in. I love it. Like I do, but
oh no, Dylan just said the new "Call Me Maybe." That's where I draw a line. Okay, Caleb can hate on it for one thing, but you're not going to call it.
Here's
Call
my
Me
thing.
Maybe.
So here's my proof of how cheesy it is. LSU doing it. Electric. LSU women's basketball. Electric.
Oh, they started doing it?
Yeah, I don't know if it was to. I think it was to a different song, but yeah, they started like all clapping together.
So you got to have your own.
I don't disagree, but like if someone else does it, it's cheesy.
I mean, it's your birthday, so I'll let you have it, but you're wrong. It's a bop.
So you're just referencing the song.
Yeah, and like it's not.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Like
though. It has
it's
nothing
not
to do
some
with the song.
overblown thing. Like I mean, they're in the locker room and like
you're gonna see it more though because it got blown up in the NCAA tournament. It wasn't shown before the NCAA tournament.
So did they do it all year long?
I don't know about that, but if I had to guess, yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. If it goes that long and you're still getting hyped for it in the NCAA tournament, that's awesome.
I want to reiterate, I love the team buy-in, but like that Circle of Life thing, it was like cool that the team did it, but when we retrospectively, you've already said it's cheesy.
No.
Yeah, you just did. Like,
how did I say it was cheesy?
You didn't use the word cheesy, but you were about to say you didn't like it. Looking back.
No. What?
Okay, so what was your comments about the Circle of Life thing that Butch Jones did? Because that was player led. That was
everything Butch Jones did sucked. Looking back,
but that's not like that's anything with I think any team that does stuff like that. No matter if they're good or bad, like you're gonna look like that stuff it's cheesy in any other environment. So why is it not in a basketball uniform? They're just clapping. There's nothing else to it. They're just clapping.
Well, I mean, like it's like the celebration for the double that Tennessee does, where they get on a knee and put their hands over the face. Like it's some made up thing that like they're buying into it and it's cool. And now like now everybody's doing it.
Yeah, when other people do it, it's cheesy.
Well, I'm talking like kids in like T-ball. They get to second base and they're just like doing the.
It's cheesy. Like that's what I mean. It's cheesy.
I think you're getting cheesy and catchy mixed up.
You know what it reminds me of? The clapping in the locker room thing. Again, I love it because teams buy in. Was it a commercial where is it the Under Armour commercial where they're all sitting there and a kid just starts singing?
What does he sing? We ready?
I don't know. Like to get them, maybe yes, we ready. That's it. Cheesy. It's so cheesy, but it's all like it's awesome in that moment. But the event in and of itself is cheesy.
You're breaking it down too much. You're in the film room overanalyzing this.
No, I said at the moment it came out. That was the first thing I said about it. This is cheesy. I like it because the team's bought in. It's that simple.
Well, the dude from Barstool that came in, he made it suck.
They bought into it though, Landon. So what's the real deal?
I like the coach. Him getting into it is cool too. But yeah, it's like it's something so simple. Whatever. This conversation.
You're acting like I don't like it.
I mean, cheesy seems like you don't like it.
See, you're someone. If I use the word weird, you associate that negatively. Just because I say something's weird doesn't mean I don't like it. I'm weird as hell. I like myself.
Whatever. It's your birthday, man. I'm just living in your world.
You're unnecessarily giving cheesy a negative connotation, and it's not.
I think it is like.
Dude, if I see an 8-year-old break the egg over his face on a double because a kid tripped in left field trying to get a ball, I'm laughing. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. You would too. Yeah, you would too. I don't know what. That's true.
I think like my usage of cheesy is different than yours.
Yeah, you're being negative.
I think cheesy is negative.
Nah, I don't think it is.
When I use cheesy, it's negative.
That doesn't make it negative.
Well, I'm just saying, like when I use it, if I were to say something is cheesy, I would mean it as like I wouldn't do it.
You should do more cheesy stuff. It's fun. Cheesy's fun, dude. We did. What do you mean? We did a jersey exchange after the Alabama game. That is cheesy as it gets. 2 adult men taking off their shirts to swap. That's so cheesy. It was awesome, but it was the cheesiest. We had the Cheez-Its commercial lined up next week. That's how cheesy it was.
I'm not even going to consider that cheesy. I think it was freaking badass.
It was electric as hell, but it was
You
so
just said
cheap.
it's electric. You just said something can be cheesy and electric.
Because it can.
Oh my!
You need to open your mind. Dylan, Joe, weigh in the comments. Me and Landon doing the jersey swap. How cheesy was it? Also, Austin, I agree. I don't even know how we got here, which I love, but I have no idea how we got here.
Yeah, it's been a while. Let's get into some recruiting real quick. Shut up, Joe. Would have been weird. It might have been weird.
I was, dude, I was 100% sober. By the third quarter, I had a hangover because I was too nervous to drink. I was 100% sober.
Probably was too.
So,
I was hurting.
there you
I
go.
was hurting.
Oh, I mean, if Emily hadn't got me a coffee in the third quarter, I don't know. I didn't know there were Dunkin' Donuts in the stadium. If she hadn't done that, I would have died in Section L. Death upon me.
So Tennessee got another commit. We did not. We had Easter on Sunday. I hope everybody had a happy Easter. So we got another commit that was 3 in 2 days. So the last one that we got was Gage Ginther, 3-star offensive lineman from Colorado, and the number 1 player in Colorado. And look at this size. This is a big human being. Like he's a get off the bus first guy for sure at his high school team. 6'5.5", 287 pounds. He's even played his senior year. He's still a junior in high school.
That's stupid.
What is it like? Is it easier or harder to gain weight in Colorado?
Harder, maybe.
I don't know.
How many fat people do you know that live in Colorado?
That's what I'm saying.
Nepal, for example, high elevation.
Well, this guy, we're not calling this kid fat. He's just bigger.
Well, I'm just saying
He's like a mountain of he is
in
the Colorado Rockies.
In the sense of how easy is it to gain weight? I think not.
Because there's just so much to do.
No, I think high elevation, man. You're working hard all the time just to live. Think about it. I mean, those dudes are smoking pot. You can't tell me they don't have.
So it's more impressive that he's 287.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
the fact that he had to go put on that weight, that's incredible.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know about the edibles. I don't know what we got some people in the chat saying because of the edibles. I don't know about the edibles. Never been there.
All right, so hold on. So I'm going to go ahead and concede. I looked up cheesy, even though I've been using it incorrectly. It is to describe something that is cheap, badly made, or inauthentic. So I'll take that loss. This is what I'll say about it. It was goofy, but I loved it.
Okay. Goofy.
It's goofy as hell.
Yes.
It is so goofy.
You didn't have to concede on your birthday, man. I was going to let you have it.
Listen, I will admit when I'm wrong, gladly.
Well, thank you for reading that. I mean, I didn't know what the definition was.
I started questioning because I had to think about it because I have used, not in like a direct negative way, but slightly negative. So I had to look up the actual definition.
Yeah. Also, before we got on the show, Kentucky was losing to LSU 11-1. I just wanted to point that out there. Just getting freaking waxed.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I got a text message. I don't know what I said at the beginning of the show, but I was told that I was canceled. So from a specific Kentucky fan. I don't know if he's mad that I brought their terrible mascot to life this week or what, but I can't get canceled today.
It's 14-5 now, so they've got plus a run back since. Good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah,
good for them. Where's it at? Baton Rouge, Lexington?
Where is it? I don't know.
Do you think Austin is still going to take us to Lexington? Do you think he regrets that now?
He's definitely not going to.
I would not. If I was a Kentucky fan, yeah. I would not take the two of us. Absolutely not.
Definitely not. It's a 6th inning, so one more run. You know, it could be run rule.
Dude, I love the run rule because I love winning by 9 or 8 or whatever it may be and getting a walk-off. Like, that is so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Walk-offs are one of the best things in sports. Which a lot of people hate golden goal soccer. They hate golden.
And when you look up like I usually word it like walk-off, and then the score is like 14-4, and you're just like, what?
How did
we get here?
Yeah, I think any sport that can end on a point scored is awesome.
Yeah,
because they're the best. They're the best celebrations.
Mm.
Quinnipiac, is that how you say it? Beating who they beat? Did you watch that video 100%?
I did not. No,
they won in
hockey.
Yeah, they won in overtime. They won in the Frozen Four, which, by the way, is a great name for college hockey. Their Final Four. They won in overtime. Electric celebration.
Is Frozen 4 cheesy?
So, no, weird or not weird.
Goofy.
Goofy, very goofy.
Okay,
but it's awesome, is it not?
I agree. Yeah. I thought you said Frozen Floor, which would be a great name for like a hockey, like, I don't know if they have like a field
like court
name.
names.
Yeah.
It would be a good name. We're calling on you, Knoxville Coliseum.
Yeah.
Tonight, the Ice Bears play on the Frozen Floor.
That'd be badass.
Can
we trademark that? Hey, can we? Joe, Dylan, can you do that?
Did it.
We get on that. Let's get into. We got an interview with Eric Woods from the Daily Beacon. Are we ready for that?
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right, let's do it.
We now welcome onto the show a very special guest. We have Eric Woods. He is a beat writer on the beat for the Daily Beacon, bringing us all the Vols news. Great follow on Twitter. I'll let him plug everything here later, but it's Eric C. Woods. Is that right?
Correct.
So go do that right now while we get through the intros.
With 2 C's, I like that.
Well, my middle name's Christopher, so it's
okay.
I got the extra C in there. So.
Nice.
Works even better. So I do just kind of get to know you real quick. How long have you been writing for the Daily Beacon? What's that been on the beat like?
So I started with the Beacon back in my sophomore year, which was 2021, around September-ish. Then so I started writing tennis that spring. So this was last spring, and then and then I went through the summer, came back, and started writing women's soccer. And out of nowhere, or not kind of out of nowhere, but our sports editor, he left like a couple weeks before the Bama game. So, and then I applied for assistant sports editor and got the job, of course. And my first game was Alabama. So,
oh wow,
that was not a bad experience. So yeah,
so we got to keep you on the beat. Is that what we're hearing?
What was that?
We got to keep you on the beat. Is that what I'm hearing?
Maybe I'm good luck, but I don't know.
That's awesome to get to cover that. I know there's been some great games, both football and basketball, and then you got baseball coming up. That's presented a lot. So just kind of, I know we're talking spring practice. I wanted to get you on because obviously this Saturday is the orange and white game. Fans first chance to see a lot of the newcomers, stuff like that. What was kind of your big thing to look for in this team coming out of last season going into next season? Is there one thing that you can pinpoint?
The biggest thing, I think there's a huge depth increase from last year. Obviously the secondary got depleted last year. And I think that was one of the main points in the off season that I've noticed. But other than that, the running backs actually is something there's been kind of a lot of buzz about them, but with Jabari Small and Jalen Wright out, Deshaun Bishop, I can't think of names right now, but Deshaun Bishop, Dylan Sampson, and then Cam Seldon. Those three have really impressed a lot this spring. So, but yeah.
And you're talking newcomers. Who else besides, you mentioned Cam Seldon and Deshaun Bishop? Are there any other newcomers that have just, I know you don't get to see a whole lot, but kind of just stick out to you? Yeah,
I mean, we get like 15 minutes. So obviously our first eyes go to Nico and Joe. But other than that, I've been really impressed with Dante Thornton. So he's his transfer was kind of a big deal, but he's also kind of gone under the radar a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he's 6'5", really good speed. I think he'll fit right in.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have any kind of let down at the receiver position going forward.
No, I mean, Heupel said it at his first press conference. He was like, he was like receivers. It was a big question mark for people watching the team coming in last year, and he was basically saying it's the same way this year, but I have no worries about it. So,
Heck yeah,
but yeah,
love it.
Well, that's something we've talked about, and how you kind of got to expect a drop off with this offense losing. I mean, Hendon Hooker. Obviously, Joe Milton gets a start in the final 2 games of the season, which is huge for development. Is there anywhere that's a drop off? I mean, quarterback, maybe you expect it, but
not really. I mean, obviously, offensive line is gonna be losing a lot. I think there's some talent in there. I see seen a little bit of Sham Umarov, who's looked pretty solid. I mean, obviously he's a freshman, but I mean, just the way I see him when he's doing drills, I see him like if he messes something up, he's going to a veteran O lineman already and seeing what could I do better, things like that. But other than that, I mean, obviously it's really hard to like, oh, I'm watching offensive linemen right now, so it's hard to see that a lot. But I think that's going to be the biggest question mark in terms of drop off, and then obviously tight end too with no Princeton Fant, but it's not like he was a huge part of the passing game, but he's also really his presence will be missed, of course.
Yeah, and you mentioned the tight ends, and that's kind of what I wanted to ask about, because the 3 guys that are kind of listed as, I don't know, scholarship guys are pretty much pass catchers, or have been pass catchers the majority
Yeah.
of their high school career or early college career. What have you seen kind of from them in terms of, like, I guess, how big they look? Do they look like
Yeah.
they could handle their own in the SEC, I guess is what
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
asking.
mean, I think the biggest presence I've seen is Ethan Davis. He's a freshman, but he's huge. I don't know the exact. I can't think of the exact measurements on him, but he's huge. I don't know how much he'll contribute this year, but there's been a lot of Joe Milton and Jacob Warren working out together and just connecting on the field, of course. But yeah,
And
yeah.
Ethan Davis, that's a weird one, because, like, he just tore his ACL like not even a year ago. So for him to already kind of make some noise in spring practice is pretty impressive.
Yeah. I haven't. He's been kind of off and on a little bit, and he's been wearing a red jersey, and so. But I think for me, watching him, the biggest thing I see is just how big of a body he is. Really.
Yeah.
does that translate to? I mean, Landon mentioned a lot of pass catchers in here. Does that translate to? I mean, size is big. Strength though, or does it look like?
It looks like it. I mean, he's not. Obviously, there hasn't been much contact stuff that we've seen, but he looks. I mean, he's tall, of course, but he does look pretty stout. And I think I want to say he's like in the, I don't know, 250, 260 range. I don't
Oh,
know the
wow.
exact. That might be a little bit of a stretch, but
Yeah.
He's
I'm like,
big.
That's
I'm
a
also
big old
5'10",
tight
140. So
end.
I'm glad you brought up Princeton Fant too. Me and Landon discussed this. How can they find anyone to utilize? Is there someone that stands out to utilize like a fullback? Or I mean, he even played running back some last year.
yeah. I don't know. Princeton Fant was a really, not surprise, but just the way he used him. There was a game he almost caught a
I'll say
touchdown.
it. Surprise. He surprised the hell out of me. I mean, that was a see like that from the previous season with Heupel to last season. I know a lot of it had to do with getting him in situations that favored him, but still, I mean, to do what he did was incredible.
Yeah, it was really cool.
The production was always that's kind of been the most like where has that been? But he's also played like 8 different positions as he's been on campus. So.
Yeah, but in terms of pure utility guys, I don't. The only one that comes to mind, I think, that I could see being that utility guy. It's kind of obvious, but Cam Seldon came in as a wide receiver. He could play defense. And right now he's listed as a running back. So in terms of just utility, I think that guy's Cam Seldon.
Last question for offense. You may have been too, because you're a Knoxville guy, and then obviously still living in the Knoxville area. If you weren't on the Deshaun Bishop train, are you now officially on the Deshaun Bishop train?
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I haven't closely watched him, but because most of the stuff he's done has been in the scrimmages where I can't watch, but I think he's had a touchdown in every scrimmage so far. So, but
Sign
yeah,
me
I
up.
mean, just yeah,
Print the NIL
downhill
shirts, what are we
runner,
doing?
super physical. So I'm excited about him. I don't know in terms of production this year. Obviously, the backfield is absolutely
Oh yeah.
loaded right now. So, but there's going to be no shortage of depth there, and every single one of those guys will come and contribute if they have the opportunity.
So who's your first guy off the bus guy on this team?
Yeah, we do
You had to pick
size.
one.
Biggest, scariest,
Yeah.
athletic.
Ooh.
Production doesn't
Best.
even matter. Just like who is the most intimidating factor on that team?
Oh man. Man, I can't really.
Is it Mike Eckler?
Yeah, I can't really think of any answers for that, but I'm trying to.
Did Mike
Dante
Eckler?
Thornton's probably up there too.
Yeah, I mean, what was that?
Did Mike Eckler drop the fart in a skillet again today? Was that today that he did that?
I wasn't there this morning.
Okay.
So
yes, he did. He talked about D. Williams being a fart in a skillet.
he said a little bit of interesting things today. I know that, but
he seems like a guy that's lost some bets to his buddies that he's got to fit in words
yeah.
in his press conference. I mean, we're all from. I've never heard fart in a skillet, and I mean, I've heard some Southern terms before.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was. I'm not gonna get into detail on the stuff, but I don't. It was definitely interesting, but yeah, Dante Thornton is. I didn't. He looks 6'5" for sure.
Yeah,
he's the part.
But yeah, and then like I said, Ethan Davis. Those are. I mean, obviously, I'm mainly watching the offensive side of the field, and then the defense is on the other side. But
well, Joe's probably up there too, but he's lost a little bit of weight, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they're all. I don't know in terms of weight loss, but he still looks big. I mean,
yeah,
especially standing next to Nico.
Yeah,
especially standing next to Nico, Nico's like a stick right now. He's adding on some muscle, but yeah.
So we've got to ask. I mean, there's a 5-star freshman coming in. It's got to be, and it's been the rumor talks all around. Does it look, whether it's a competition or not? I mean, I think a lot of us say no. Does it look like a competition? Are there competitive? I guess they're not really reps at that point because you're not seeing team reps. But does it look like a competitive room right now?
A little bit. I think obviously Joe's the obvious starter right now. Nico, to me, it looks like Nico's trying to get a more fluid motion instead of just kind of. I don't know if you watched much tape of him, but he was kind of slinging it before, and it looks like he's trying to like clean up that form and everything. But I think the expectations for him should definitely be tempered a little bit, but it's okay. Right now Joe's the starter. He's looked really good, but Nico
just
really
get ready
hasn't.
For next year, that's all we need.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it is nice. Like Tennessee, previous years, you're hoping that 5-star comes in and is the guy tomorrow, and now hopefully he gets to learn behind Joe Milton. Has an Orange Bowl like season and it's injury free. So, I mean, yeah, you've heard. I think somebody dropped the super hot take that Tennessee was already regretting the NIL deals. So,
I
whatever.
mean, he's a freshman. He looks like a freshman. He's talented. That's pretty much it right now. But the cool thing is he looks like he's ready for business though. Like when he's not messing around or anything. When he's in practice, if he misses a throw, I see him go I just see him go turn around to Joe and start talking to him. So he definitely wants to succeed from what I see. I mean, obviously, but yeah.
Hard hitting journalism question: does he look better in 8 or 12?
I think he looks better in 8. I got out there and I was because I got the roster sheet first day of spring practice and I was like, number 12, that just doesn't look right, because he wore number 8 for Orange Bowl practice. So that's when I saw him first. So he definitely looks better in 8.
Yeah, single digits, that can be the difference in a 4
Oh,
and a
yeah.
5-star.
Oh yeah.
That should make you feel better then. That the 5 stars wearing 12. You should be happy about that.
Yeah.
I know we had some questions about the defensive side of the ball. You mentioned depth
Mhm.
as the entire team. I mean, how noticeable is it? Especially secondary linebacker. Is it? We've even talked about defensive line. I mean, just the names. There's
Mhm.
actual names there now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of. I think the most crucial thing is that they're already getting reps in this spring. Like all of the guys coming in are pretty much already enrolled. But I think the biggest thing is going to be secondary. Like you've got um, just off the top of my head, Gabe Judy Loudy. Is that yeah?
Yeah,
Sounds right
Lolly.
to me.
Lolly.
Lolly.
Gabe Judy there.
Yeah.
Lally,
Gabe.
that's it.
Yeah.
But Gabe Judy Lally, Jordan Matthews, and then there's the guys like Kamal Haddon coming back, and so
Is Warren
I
Burrell practicing, and is he in a red
I
jersey?
I can't remember. I haven't seen him. There's so many people in red jerseys and missing this spring that I'm like losing track of it, to be honest. But
Yeah, that's the thing with the orange and white game. It's like, I mean, so many starters and stuff probably
Mhm.
aren't going to go through it, and it's a good thing to have. Like, you can get people prepared, in case they
Mhm.
need to go in, but like, you don't
Yeah.
have to utilize your starters in an orange and
Yeah.
white game. No one on Tennessee staff is worried about this game on Saturday.
Oh yeah. I mean that's the thing is like you're not gonna watch the orange and white game and think they're going for a national championship.
Yes, yes.
Like I mean, off the top of my head, there's like I said earlier, Jabari and Jalen Wright, and then Brew McCoy, Squirrel Wright's been out sometimes, and that's just off the tip of my head. So I think it's going to be good for the young guys to get in there, and I think that's going to be the main thing that sticks out is the young talent in this recruiting class coming in.
And do you, as a media member, do you like the morning practices?
No.
No.
I'll be
I've
honest.
heard mixed things. I heard people really enjoy it, and I heard people hate it.
Well, I like it because I can kind of get in there before class sometimes, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest morning person, but
Gotcha.
also
You don't
also
do a lot of these guys. You can just go back to their home office too after that. Like you got to go. You got to stay on campus.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm on campus all day, so that just makes me have to get to campus earlier and be there longer. So, I mean, it is what it is, but any other time I probably wouldn't. I'd probably have class in between it, so I guess it's fine, but
Sure.
I don't want to get away from football too much, but I do want to ask you about basketball. How awesome was Madison Square Garden?
oh, I mean, it was Madison Square Garden is a bucket list arena for me. Like, I mean, I grew up watching NBA, and basketball is like my favorite sport. So to be in there, I think it was Wes Rucker. He tweeted, he was like, he walked in and he was like, "Man, if these walls could speak," and just the amount of history in there was really cool to just be a part of. I ended up having to sit in the media overflow, which was on the top bridge, so that was a little bit of a letdown. But I mean, it was, you look up and you see Walt Frazier in the rafters, Patrick Ewing, and all those different legends.
Is Charles Oakley there?
In the rafters,
or was he just there? He's the like famous Knicks player that got like kicked out. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. I don't think he was there.
Okay,
but
him and Uro should probably get into it. Oh, Melo was there.
Oh man, Uro. Yeah, Melo was there.
Oh, nice.
Did you get to see the Kansas State game before?
Oh, I did. That was probably one of the best basketball games I've ever watched. So
yeah, and then you had to turn around and watch Tennessee and FAU.
Yeah.
Speaking of letdowns that you had that night.
Yeah, that was a little rough. I was excited to cover another game in the Garden, but that didn't happen.
That's but yeah. I do want to ask about basketball too, just as far as obviously we don't know who's staying right now. It looks like Olivier's gone. I guess there's not been any final word, and you can always come out of the portal. But you have an expectation for next year. You still got to wait and see who's coming back.
I mean, I think next year they'll still be a very good basketball team. I mean, I think I could really see. I'm really high on Jemai Meshack for a good reason. I think he's going to take a big step. But in terms of returning production, I don't like, or I guess the seniors that were leaving. I don't know what's going on with Olivier. And then obviously Santi and I don't know if they want Eurosh back, but
I don't.
but yeah, I mean, Tobe Awaka looks really good. And then if Sakai comes back, or I don't know when he'll be back, but he'll obviously be really good. I think ACL tears are a lot easier to come back from than they were in the past. So
absolutely.
But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of competition in that starting lineup and seeing who takes over and stuff like that. But I really want to see a lot from DJ Jefferson because of the red shirt, and you see him in pregame where he's just jumping out the gym, and he's a 3-level scorer, and I think he could make a huge impact. But
so speaking of DJ Jefferson and the red shirt, is that the dumbest rule of all time? That like football you can play in 4 games and still get a red shirt, and basketball you can't play at all?
Yeah, it's I don't like it at all because I really wanted to see him, to be honest.
I'm sure
some
other
of those
teams,
blowout games, Alabama.
Oh yeah, it's like, why not throw him in? So
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure some other teams could have benefited from it, but I feel like in recent years, Tennessee could have really benefited from them playing, either 25%, 33%, whatever that cutoff is for football. They could have really benefited because there's some guys that just haven't looked ready for a full season. Red shirt was needed, but they also looked like they could have used playing time.
Oh yeah,
I think Jonas Adu is a great example of a guy like that. He would have been awesome to red shirt, but he also needed to play. Yeah.
I think same way with like BJ Edwards too. It was really weird how he was used this year. I thought he'd get a much bigger role going without Zakai, of course, but that didn't happen.
I think it does speak you talk about Jemai Meshack. I mean, the steps he took when Zakai went down, I think that speaks to what he was able to do. Because I think if he doesn't have the type of impact on the offensive end, which I know there were nights it was a miss, but some nights it was a hit. I think if that isn't a hit at all, it's probably see BJ Edwards more.
Yeah. I mean, Jemai Meshack though, like he showed he wasn't afraid to take the shot either, so that was really cool. But yeah, and then with BJ, I watched him in high school quite a bit. And I watched him in an AU tournament against Mikey Williams, and he dropped 30 points on Mikey, and Mikey had 9. And at that point, I was like, this guy is a stud. And so as soon as he committed to UT, I was like, oh, he's gonna be like a Zakai Ziegler type player his first year, which it wasn't. I guess looking back, wasn't that realistic. But
that was could have been. I mean, first off, Zakai's freshman year and at his size, 5. What is he listed? What is he listed at? Do you know? We've talked about it.
He's listed at 5'9".
No way.
But
there's absolutely no
cap.
way. He looks a solid, like, I'd give him 5'8" max, but I mean I'm like 5'10", and I'm pretty noticeably taller than him. So
it's just like you got to lie a little bit. Like Jalen Hyatt, they're listing him as like 205. There ain't no way my man is 205.
He might be in full pads. Have you considered that?
Oh yeah.
If he's got the fro going on again, maybe, but no.
There's never a single correct listed height.
I mean, I did it too. I was 6 foot 185. I'm still not 6 foot 185. So.
Oh yeah, when I was in high school, I was like 5'4". I was like, oh yeah, I'm 5'7". It made me feel tall.
100%.
So you said you're 5'10". He's noticeably shorter. I'm 5'8", and I'm pretty sure he's shorter than me. I don't know about much, but I'm pretty sure he's shorter than me. I've never stood right next to him, but I've been around him, and I can usually tell when people are shorter than me because it doesn't happen often.
Yeah, I need to go up to him and have us go back to back, and we'll do the little compare heights.
Mark him on a door frame.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, short kings live forever. That's what no doubt it was a guy.
No, much respect. I've been a short king for most of my life. I still kind of am. I kind of hit a growth spurt when I got out of high school, but
so lucky. envy. I'm filled with envy. Sorry to get away with football. I know we like I said, want to talk orange and white, and it's awesome getting to see you cover the team. I've enjoyed following you and on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a good follow. Anything that we talked about at orange and white game, unfortunately, is just not. At least it should be more than a glorified practice this year, a little bit, because they're charging fans. Mm-hmm. Is there anything though that you're like, hey, watch this guy?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Give me. I mean, I don't think outside of anyone. I'm sure I'm missing someone, but I don't think outside of anything.
Anybody you mentioned,
I've already said.
Dylan Sampson, Deshaun Bishop are going to be.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm wondering about the offensive line. I want to see like kind of who's, because I mean, not only do you have to replace Darnell Wright, you also have to replace Jerome Carvin too. So,
for sure.
There's a big competition. I know kind of the tackle situation is weird. You kind of have guys there, but the guard spot, like Jerome Carvin's been that guard forever. So, like, who's going to be that guard spot is kind of interesting to me.
I really don't know. It's hard to look at. It's hard to look at them like in practice and be like, oh, he's gonna be that guy. But I think tomorrow, even though like everything else won't tell us a whole lot, I think tomorrow's gonna tell us a little bit more about offensive line, of course. But I can't, because there's so many guys who are just coming in and they have the frame for it, but I can't confidently say that, oh, that's the guy right now.
And I think the staff is the same way. You're not going to know until probably the first game or at least fall camp.
You're hoping for July right now. That's your target date for to have someone in there. I guess, I mean, we talked about defensive back. Are they going to be better, please?
I think so. I mean,
as a group too. I mean, one would be good, but I think you need a group effort in the sense of the way this defense is going to have to compete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot better this year. I think the main problem last year was there was just no depth, and I already addressed that a little bit. But I mean, you had was it Warren Burrell that went down early in the year, and then I can't remember who else missed time, but once they were gone, they were the two starting cornerbacks. So I think it was kind of doomed from the start. When you have no depth, that's just how it's going to be. So, but I've heard a lot of good things about Gabe Judy, of course. But other than that, I think there's going to be a lot of depth there.
It can't get any worse.
No,
don't say that. We said that a lot in recent years. Under
way.
Jones, Jeremy Pruitt.
I mean, there was some really good outings from them too at points. I mean, like Kentucky. I mean, obviously Will Levis.
Appreciate him.
I'm not going to get into that rabbit hole.
One of our best players.
But I mean, you could say, oh well, Will Levis just had a bad game, but I mean, the secondary did pretty solid there. And then I think I'm not going to talk about South Carolina, but I think everything just kind of boiled over there.
Did you travel? Were you there?
I did not.
Good. You're a better man than me and Landon, so I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I traveled. I traveled to. I think the only thing I traveled to was Georgia, but I mean, I had Bama, and then the week after was UT Martin, I think, and then was Georgia the week after that? Or no, yeah.
Georgia was after Kentucky.
Georgia was after Kentucky, yeah.
Yeah, Kentucky.
Yeah, so I had like 5 straight weeks at home, and then Georgia in between then. So, and then I ended up not going to South That. So.
What a start to cover in Tennessee football.
Oh, yeah.
What a run.
Yeah, and then I mean, I went to the Orange Bowl, and that was an experience in itself. That was really cool to just be there in general.
So. Did you get hit with an orange? I saw Joe Milton tossing them things, and I'm like, I don't know where they're going.
I did not, but one did come close.
Okay. So last question for me: we've seen the video of him throwing an orange. How far do you think he can throw it? What's the total distance?
I don't know because I haven't seen him like actually go over like 60 yards, but a 60-yard throw to him just looks effortless. So
Yeah.
I'm like I don't know what that would look like if you you put everything into it, but I mean he could very well go end zone to end zone. I mean,
What was it DeMarcus Russell could throw it from his knees at the half line and hit the field goal post? Is that who it was?
I can't.
Probably.
I think
All right,
so.
we gotta test that. I hate to put that kind of karma, that kind of mojo on him, but I would
Yeah.
like to find out if that could be done again.
Yeah. Let's not go full bust with him. I have one more question, and since you're a media member, who is your least favorite media member? We have a lot of friends in the media, so
Say Mike Wilson.
yeah, Mike Wilson. You can go Eric Kane, Ben McKee, Ryan Shumpert, any of those guys.
I don't know. I wouldn't know if I had a least favorite.
Just say Ryan. That's a good one. Ryan's a good one.
Yeah, I'll take
Yeah.
Ryan. Everyone kind of goes at Ryan a little bit, and after or before media.
Eric Kane, he's just a
So
bully, isn't he? That's what he is.
yeah, I haven't really met anyone that's been like been terribly
Really?
bad, but so I don't have any bad blood towards anyone. But
Eric Kane, worst on the beat. You heard it here first of all, fans. I think
Yeah.
you know. I'm glad it's been good for you. I mean, Madison Square Garden obviously is awesome.
yeah.
First game's Bama. Please don't go anywhere. Like I said, enjoyed following you on Twitter. That is Eric C. Woods. If you guys want to follow him, is that right? Anywhere else? I know you guys have talked about with the Daily Beacon. That is, for those that don't know, that is the University of Tennessee's newspaper. Know that y'all are looking at starting up podcasts, stuff like that. So keep an eye out. Where can they follow Daily Beacon on social media?
Yeah, so we have two accounts. We have one for just the Daily Beacon General. I think it's just UTK Daily Beacon, and then we have our sports page where we do more, obviously more sports stuff. But yeah, that's UTK Beacon Sports. And then if you guys ever want to read my stories, that's utdailybeacon.com. So
Awesome. Well,
yeah,
we appreciate you, Eric, and excited to see Tennessee in somewhat of action on Saturday and then going forward. So thank you for joining us, and hope you have a good night.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man.
And yeah, you guys have a
You
good
too,
night.
brother. We're back.
Shout out to Eric Woods. Appreciate him hopping on, talking a little ball. Keep up on the beat. Again, still love that. Got to use that more.
I love this Facebook chat. I have no clue what's going on.
Dude, I had to step away, obviously.
Apparently, somebody's dog is in this guy's yard, and
it is not my dog or Landon's dog, by the way, because it probably looks like that. Or I don't think it's Eric's. I guess we should have asked him just to make sure. What is going on?
I just said, "Sir, this is a Wendy's."
I'm so good. Mind your business. This is our business, sir. This is very much so. All right. This is awesome. I mean, electric stuff.
Dude, Facebook is the Wild West. They say NIL is. Facebook is the Wild West. I mean, you never know what you're going to get on Facebook.
No, you certainly don't. No. Shout out to Facebook. Love Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little baseball. Well, hold on. Well, yeah, let's talk baseball. I have questions, but they can wait for.
Okay.
One is about spring game, but we'll.
Do you want to go ahead and get to it?
It's up to you. I mean, we can talk baseball, and we can just do it with the rest of the questions.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. So baseball, we got a pitching change. I think if you listen to.
Do you guys have Facebook login? Can y'all go block him? I'm not gonna be able to do this show. We're seeing this.
He said he's over on 22nd
Jasmine, Jasmine, if you were watching this show and are too preoccupied to get your dog, please turn it off. I will upload as soon as we're done. You can watch it later. Good Lord. All right.
I love this.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so Tennessee's going to have a pitching change. If you listen to the bat flip on Monday, I mean, it just has to happen. You're just not getting what you need from your starting pitching. Chase Burns will be cruising, and then it'll just kind of all fall apart. Uh, Chase Dolander isn't pitching his best, but is pitching good enough to win ball games. So I think you needed a change, and Andrew Lindsey is the only starter listed for Tennessee, and we'll get the start on Friday night against Arkansas. And it makes sense because he's one of your better bullpen arms, and he's been a starter in his career, and probably would be a starter for Tennessee if Tennessee didn't return everybody that they had last year. So Andrew Lindsey gets a start again. Like when you change stuff up, it seems like somebody has emerged. You change it up.
Right.
It was Hunter Inslee, and Griffin Merritt took a seat back. In that LSU series, and then Sunday had the best game of his Tennessee career. Zane Denton got moved to the 9-hole against Texas A&M, hits for the cycle. So, when you change stuff up, it seems to have worked. And so this, I think, is the perfect opportunity to do that with the amount of rest that you get in between. You ended the series last week on Saturday, so you get like a full week's rest going into this week. I would go, if it were up to me, I would go Beam on Saturday because he's been pitching on Saturday the past 2 weeks, and he's been pitching well. I go Beam on Saturday. I go Dolander, and then Halverson on Sunday. I think I like that kind of dynamic between the two of them. So I'd like to see kind of that on Sunday. But Andrew Lindsey and then Chase Burns can come out of the pen. You got Camden Sewell, Aaron Combs. I'd love to see Aaron Combs some more. So you have a ton of arms. But I definitely think this pitching staff needed a change.
So you don't see Dolander. You don't think this could be a 1-2 inning kind of split start type deal? You don't see that happening with Dolander?
I just don't think he's like. I mean, he's not the reason. I don't think he's pitching. I mean, I guess you could. Like, you could go Halverson if you really wanted to. I just don't see him. He didn't come out of the pen last year. Chase Burns did a little bit, and Blade Tidwell came back some. So I think you'll see Dolander be a starter one of the other 2 days.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I guess I thought it could have been like a piggyback situation, not come in 4th inning type deal, maybe earlier than that. And that may depend too on what you get from Lindsey too. Just what that looks like. I think it's interesting. I like what you said. Changes brought good things this year. I think it had to be a tough decision. You got 3 just studs. I mean, they're dudes. They're all Americans. I mean, it had to be a tough decision, but obviously something had to change. You've only gotten 1 win between your Friday, Saturday guy, your first 2 day guys in SEC play, each of them. So yeah, I mean, I like this. I'm interested to see. I'm with you. I'd love to see Beam on Saturday, especially if it's potentially trying to get a game back or something. I think you almost got to go with Beam. Make Sunday a rubber match.
Yeah, 100%. Wait, you're saying Beam on Sunday?
No, I'm saying if you lose Friday, I think you have to go Beam on Saturday.
Okay.
I think if you win, I don't know if it's a have to situation. I'm with you. I would like to see it, but I think if you lose Friday, I think Beam has been your most consistent guy, and I mean you're not wrong that it's not necessarily been your pitching, but the fact of the matter is, for whatever reason, the team's winning when Beam's playing.
Yeah. I'm interested to see kind of what it looks like when Andrew Lindsey's pitching. How far can he go into a game? Do you kind of split it up? Because Camden Sewell can also start too. So and Xander Seacrest only threw for 1 inning on Tuesday night. So he's available this weekend. So do you kind of have to split the game a little bit because, Andrew Lindsey just hasn't pitched that much in terms of multiple innings like that?
Yeah, it seems like for multiple reasons, you're probably going to see a lot of arms this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the issue has been Tennessee's lack of competitive at-bats.
Right.
Now, I know the starting pitching has been an issue, but when you're not hitting the baseball, it doesn't matter.
That and then errors either.
Yeah. They're not helping out the starting pitching either.
Right. And whether those are coming, you mentioned Florida, they didn't come in bunches, but then the Florida ones just came at the most inopportune times. They weren't good times to happen. So definitely still got to find a way to get. Listen, I mean, it's not like I'm expecting Tennessee to play perfect games every single time they step out there, but there's plays you got to make if you want to be successful. And that one was that the third inning Thursday night?
The what? I'm sorry.
That extended.
That was in the
goal ended by 25 pitches.
first.
Was that in the first?
Yeah.
I almost said first. And I was like, surely I didn't. So yeah, that's like those can't happen when you're an out away from getting out of the inning. We talked about it with LSU when that's kind of same situation happened. So yeah, pretty nuts. Speaking of nuts, dude, this is insane. If you're on Twitter, get over to Facebook. This is absolutely insane. I don't know what I've got on my shirt.
We need to block him so bad.
This is odd. I know. I think now at this point, he wants to
let him keep going.
He wants to get it on. He wants to come on the show. I mean, pitch to us there, Devontae Charleston Levine to third, junior.
To third. I love that.
The third junior.
The third junior.
Explain. I mean, I guess he technically is a junior. Does a junior have to be the second?
That's a good point, does it? I don't know. I don't know the rules.
I don't either. Yeah, it has to be, but what a wild thing to get in on here.
Man, I can't even focus.
I can't at
Tennessee,
all. This is awesome.
Tennessee can't have the amount of strikeouts that they did on Thursday and Friday night. I mean, that's when Tennessee can keep it under 10 strikeouts, they're usually scoring a ton of runs. So I think that's the key this weekend. Competitive at bats. Don't look at strike three. And just, make them field it. Make them make a play. And I think Arkansas, their pitching rotation they're out 2 bullpen guys. Their ace, Wiggins, is out for the year. So, their whole kind of their whole pitching rotation is slim. So if you get in that bullpen, able to hit some, oh my God.
Dude, I can't. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Golly.
You gotta get this guy.
This is awesome. I'm sorry. just don't watch the chat. Just go to a different page. Don't watch the chat. We can't.
Yeah, let's not watch.
Nobody watch the chat. Chat, please keep posting. I want to read later.
Yeah, they don't have a great bullpen because of the guys that they've lost. So Tennessee can get in that bullpen. I feel like Tennessee has a good chance to win the series. And obviously, you have the Dave Van Horn thing. Tony Vitello should be fired up. I mean, you didn't get the win over that, Missouri, your alma mater. How about the team you formerly coached at Arkansas, and go to Arkansas get a win? Because Arkansas fans have been circling this for a while now. And Logan Chambers, who kind of that spat was over, hit a home run on Tuesday. So I'm interested to see if he gets any more playing time this weekend. That'll be fun to see.
Yeah. I'm excited for this series. It's going to be a good one.
And this is a good weekend to get going, man.
And I mean, it's kind of like a precursor to Omaha because they have Omaha plastered all over their stadium.
I think they changed it.
I hope not. We kind of need that feel, get that Omaha feel before you actually get to Omaha.
Hogs.
Yeah, it's a TD Ameritrade, the third stadium junior.
Speaking of cheesy,
the third junior. So that is cheesy.
That is cheesy.
That is cheesy in a negative way. I don't think I need to clarify that anymore, but I will one more time. Yeah, this will be fun though, and we're gonna get to watch games at 3 Sunday. No, 1 Sunday. Eastern.
That's a great question.
Oh, I got it right here. Why did I ask that? I'm literally like looking at it. It is at 3 p.m. I was like, 3 p.m. sounds right, but also sounds late.
Read off the whole weekend.
All right, Friday you are 8 p.m. It's good start time. Saturday 7 p.m. Good start time. Sunday 3 p.m. start time. Kind of late, but we'll get to watch some of it together, so it'll be fun.
Yeah. Cool.
All
right, guys.
Let's hit some questions.
Yeah.
All right, so we already hit one in regards. Well, I guess so. In regards to this pitching change, do you view it as like, is this good or bad? Do you view it good for Tennessee, or like, is this kind of a negative thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's. I think it's just something that you have to do sometimes. Like it, people have slumps. Chase Burns isn't pitching well. I mean,
Right.
he would say that. So I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think he's just got some stuff to clean up, and hopefully he can work that through and bullpen work where he's not expected to throw multiple innings. He can go out there, get his confidence back. The issue is like he's hanging the slider a little bit, and he's throwing ball when it's two strikes on him, and he's doing a good job of getting two strikes on him. But he's leaving, he's throwing fastballs right over the heart of the plate, and you just can't do that in this league with the hitters in it.
Right. I'm kind of with you there. I mean, I think it just had to happen. So, like I said, to the balls to go out there and take an All-American off the mound, I think takes a lot. They want to get the job done, and Andrew Lindsay's got a good arm, and there's other arms around him. So, yeah. I like it. My next question. This was kind of in the spring game. We haven't really gotten a chance to talk about it. What are your thoughts on trying to move to like an FCS opponent? I've been saying it for a long time. I think this needs to be an FCS opponent. I think you got to make it like a game day. You can still pay decent checks to these FCS teams, help them cover. But I think more so than anything, it gets those young guys like real time. These reps are good for them, but you're still going to have guys that sit out in the fall or in the spring, So I think it's good for young guys. It's good for FCS programs. It's good for fans. I just don't see this as a lose-lose situation. Maybe transfer portal complicates it for FCS teams, but I'd like to see an attempt be made to make something out of the spring.
Yeah, I agree. I like to see, a different opponent.
I'm sure the players would too.
I just worry about like, these bigger programs, how serious are they going to take it? And, is it kind of a lose-lose for like, what if an SVF team does beat them? I guess it doesn't matter, but do you want to go out there and like, if you're not playing all your starters, you go out there and lose to an FCS opponent, like, does a lot of people cancel their season tickets or, I don't know. I don't know what kind of effect it would have, but
I don't disagree with that, but I also think that's why it's got to be FCS. I've seen people, float out the idea of Auburn, Alabama playing in the, and I, that was Hugh Freeze that said that and doing charity. I don't think it can be that. I think it's got to be a game that's like you said, there's obviously no guarantee, but a guaranteed win for these big programs.
Yeah, even if it's like, I mean, it doesn't have to be a keep score, like go out and play. I mean, like we played against.
I think it needs to be a game, especially like Tennessee's charging this year. I think if you're going to charge, I think it has to be a game. I'm not saying they're completely in the wrong for charging. It takes a lot of money to just run that stadium for a day, but it's not. You also shouldn't expect a lot of people to show up if you're going to charge. I mean, and maybe you do coming off this year and the hype for next year, but that's just it's not a product,
Yeah, it just seems weird because you've never done it before, or at least I don't remember the last time they were.
It's been sparingly. It hadn't been obviously like a common thing, but it's happened.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not used to that. I mean, even when they probably were charging, I didn't have to pay for it, but
right. Yeah. I mean, they charged one year when we were younger. I don't remember if we went or not, but like you said, my parents paid if we did.
Right.
So.
But yeah, I kind of like to see like somebody different in a different uniform. I think that's helpful. All right, let's get to some more questions real quick. Dylan, Joe, if y'all want to hop in this real quick. I got a question that we kind of asked on Twitter this week, and I think it's something that all of us can kind of chat about for a second. Also, if you're in the chat, you can talk about this as well. Who is a Tennessee athlete that you were really excited for and they just did not pan out for whatever reason?
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I can't. Like you can go a lot. The one I went with is JG, and just because so Caleb's gonna have to mark that off the chalkboard. But he's a guy where we were at the Music City Bowl. He's walking off in that number 2 in the Smoky Grays, and I'm like, guys, that's our future quarterback right there. And I guess he was. I wasn't incorrect. He was the future quarterback, but he was awful.
Yeah, I saw a good amount of people tossing out Harrison Bailey, and I feel like in recent years, like just in terms of like where like I guess like the trajectory of the program was, like that was such a good time, and it was like when we were landing all these people, and it was just like this real glimpse of promise. It's just even if like he had like a even career at all at Tennessee, like it would be a different answer. But it was just the way that it played out from being your guy, your 5-star QB sensation to like not really even seeing the field in anything serious. So I mean, I can't think of for football at least. I'd have to think about basketball.
Yeah, I mean, and he was a winner too. Like coming out of
Right.
Marietta, like that whole team that he had around him, B.J. Ojolari, Eric Gilbert, Ricky White, who's at Michigan State. I don't know where he ended up. Um, that team was nasty,
And he
and
was
so him being like he was on ESPN like a couple times.
yeah.
They
He was
won
with
the
Ramel
state
Keaton,
title. So Ramel Keaton's a year older than him, but yes,
but they were the same club. That's what I thought. Same
yeah,
school.
yeah.
What was I gonna say?
But yeah,
Oh yeah,
that was one where I just thought he was gonna show out and be a winner for Tennessee, and it just he played when he played. He wasn't terrible, but then
right.
he transfers to UNLV, and I don't even think he was a starting quarterback there. So just
I mean,
super
my lock
strange.
screen for a while was a live video, and you hold it down of him just slinging the most beautiful pass you've ever seen, like 30 yards, like right behind.
Yeah,
Because I was gonna be like, I mean, that was my future. I started thinking the whole life. I was like, I've gone my whole life and just not had that Tennessee moment. I knew I was going to be the difference maker. I knew once I came to college that I was going to be the spark the team needed. So I thought that Harrison Bailey was that future that I was going to have to imprint, my wisdom on. And so I was, really excited about that. But I'm sure.
I also have a saved picture of him, and it was going to be just saved for if he beat Bama. It was a picture of him smiling on his Bama visit in a Bama uniform. And I could not wait. I knew exactly where it was on my phone. And if he ever beat Alabama, I was ready to unload it. And I think I deleted it because I never needed it. But yeah, there's a lot of Dylan Bates in there, which that was one. I saw some Jalen Hurd. I mean, he did transfer, but it wasn't like he was still like one of the leading rushers in Tennessee history. So I don't really consider that one. Urosh was, I saw that a couple times. Dylan, you got any?
I don't know. Off the bat, I think of Jensen Jackson from back in the day. I mean, he was supposed to be coming in ready to replace Eric Berry, and then nothing kind of happened.
But yeah, I mean, murder happened.
Something happened, but
yeah,
for different reasons.
Yeah,
I
saw that one.
The show that was coming. More recent years, Preston Williams maybe.
Yeah, Preston Williams. I saw that one a couple times.
He was going to have a lot of promise, and then he just never. I don't know if it wasn't him getting the opportunity or he just didn't, make catches at practice or whatever to get those minutes. But
yeah, Tyler Bird was one.
For basketball, I think Scotty Hobson. People liked him, but I think he was one of the biggest letdowns of UT basketball of all time.
Him, Robert Hubbs was another one. I saw Josiah on there too, and it made me feel bad. But
I mean, it's not wrong though.
Yeah, like him being a 5-star, I guess, but like he has been productive. It's not like he has.
Yeah, I would bust. The bus is definitely not.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
but
Dylan Bates didn't do anything when he came to Tennessee. Trying to think of some. Quay Parker was one in basketball that just didn't do anything and then left. I'm trying to think of some more. I know Travis Kozart. People mention that one quite a bit. Yeah.
Any baseball you can think of?
Baseball. See, like baseball is weird because like you don't hear about these people until like sometimes you do, I guess now a little bit, but you don't really like hear a whole lot of them until they're on campus.
Gotcha.
I can't think of any more. Khalil McKenzie, shot total. Those two guys were mentioned in there. Khalil McKenzie was one that I thought would dominate, and he just never did at this level.
Is there any active right now that you can think of? I mean, I guess this team's not very built out. I mean, there's not to judge off of. I guess there's not really anything stand out now. I was trying to think if there's any actives that haven't.
Jalen McCullough is probably up there.
Yeah.
I hate to say that. I hate to be, negative like that, but he hasn't done a whole lot to, consider him to be anything. Now he has played, but it hasn't been. Jonathan Kongbo, I saw that a lot too on there.
Jeremy Banks, not much for Boston.
Jeremy Banks. Drew Richmond, I saw that a few times too. He was a 5-star that just didn't. He played, but only because he had to, pretty much. Let's get to stupidities. Y'all got some stupidities?
For sure. It's not really stupidity, but I mean, it could definitely be tweaked to be a stupidity. I'm in no saying. I'll just get into it. I mean, you guys watched the UFC fight. You saw the whole Adesanya thing. I mean, mocking his kid. I think it's stupid that we don't do that more often. A lot of people think it's. I'm gonna say it's stupid that people think it's stupid.
180. I thought you were going.
I think it's way more common that we need to mock like little 10-year-olds because we act like they're untouchable for some reason. It was pretty nice. For anybody that didn't see, I'll say his quote. Israel Adesanya knocked out Pereira and not only hit him with his own bow and arrow move 3 times, which was dirty, but then also pointed to his 10-year-old son in the crowd and then pretended to mock his dad who just got knocked out and fell to the floor. So he said, I remember the first time Pereira knocked me out in Brazil and his son came into the ring and then started to lie dead next to me. And I'm like, you fucking asshole, I'll whoop your ass if your dad don't do it for you. So then, yeah, he said he pointed at him and then just said, like, hey, got attention, and then pretended to fall asleep. So I think it's funny. I was watching it live, and I didn't know that was – I already thought it was funny enough that he was mocking Pereira. I did not realize it was his 10-year-old son.
Oh, wasn't he was he 0-3 against him or 0-2?
Yeah. He was 0-3. 0-2 in kickboxing and then 0-1 in UFC, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it was 0-1 in kickboxing. But yeah, they had a previous kickboxing career, and Adesanya was never able to. I was really the only person that handled Adesanya like that. So great card on Saturday though. If anyone got to watch it,
I don't really have a ton of stupid. I do have. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh yeah,
and Rudy Gobert just slugging Kyle Anderson in the middle of the timeout.
Yeah,
it's like what? I mean, like you're trying to make like a playoff run and you're over here punching your teammates?
Who was the guy like 2 weeks ago that slapped a fan? I forget who that was.
Who was that?
What was it?
Pitcher, I think.
Oh, there was a
it was in basketball.
There was a Cardinals player that grabbed a hold of a fan because he called him a bitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
I don't remember. It was like that was someone in the crowd. It was maybe it was an MLB game. It was definitely an MLB game. That's probably what it was. But yeah, stop slapping fans and players.
So with this show, we have a group chat, and we have a save like notes folder. And so like one day we clicked on the notes folder, and there's just these paragraphs of I don't know what. But it was from Joe, and I didn't know. You told on yourself. I didn't know it was from you.
I mean, it had to be one of us. So, I mean.
You just took the blame?
Yeah.
So do you want to explain or?
I don't know. I think I think what was happening was like I'll go like you'll go in the notes app, and I'm just too lazy to open a new one, and I'm like I've got like 300, so I'll just go to one. And I don't know if you've seen it before, but if you like are in the chat and you type and then you just keep pressing the middle button, you can make like stupid sentences. And I think that's what I might have been doing.
You're just like talking? Were you doing like speaking to it?
No, but if you like type like they and then just keep spamming this middle button. It's like a thing on TikTok where you like it's supposed to
okay.
like pick words for you, and so like it just did. They have to do a test for you, and then I'm assuming that's what happened. Maybe it was just a Saturday night and I was blackout and just had no idea what happened. But I've tried to read it myself. I mean, I don't even remember what it said. It makes no sense at all. I mean, it's not even like the English doesn't. The words don't even verbiage together, so I don't really know what it was. That's what leads me to believe it was that, but I don't even remember doing that.
I just like I appreciate it. I appreciate you're that calm. Like, because like when I first saw it, I was like, oh no, somebody is getting bodied by their significant other, and here's the reply back.
I want to read it again because I'm so curious. I guess I take a screenshot.
Made absolutely no sense.
No, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even like the context made no sense. Like I literally had a seizure trying to read the text. Yeah, I'm reading. I've got no idea. Anyway, yeah, I'll put myself on the chopping block for that. Don't maybe put things in notes after it's shared.
I love it. Dylan, you got any stupidities?
No, nothing I can think of offhand.
Damn it, you had one job.
I know.
Well, happy birthday tomorrow, man. I'm not. This is me telling you happy birthday. I'm not going to tell you tomorrow. So
hopefully you don't have Caleb's birthday fade.
Yeah, Caleb got the runs on his birthday. He had to dip out. Wish him good luck. Sorry it happened. But that's all we got, guys. Thanks for listening. Also, go. I forgot to do this, but go to the volunteer club. We have a link in our anchor page. Go to that. Join it today. Lots of NIL events. Keep Tennessee winning. This is a good way to do that. Is to join the volunteer club. You get a ton of accessories and stickers and just a lot of stuff, signed memorabilia, stuff like that. So just go check that out and join today. I don't know what you're doing. 2,500 is kind of weak for Tennessee fans. So y'all got to get on that. If y'all have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer those. Thanks again. And we're bringing the boat in, and we out.